Just as I thought! I spotted some forest friends. Welcome to Circle Time with Miss Kristen. I'm so glad you're here. I'm curious, have you friends been spotting some birds? I went out today and I have my binoculars and I've been spotting so many different birds. I saw some sparrows, some chickadees, lots of robins, but the one bird that I didn't see was that hummingbird that came to visit us during story time last class. I wonder if it'll come visit us this class. Who's ready for a story? Follow me, flap your wings, let's find a comfy spot. Oh, hey forest friends, glad you're here. While I was getting ready to read our story, I was noticing that I could hear some bird calls. It kind of sounds like tweet, 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 tweet. I'm not sure the type of bird that makes that call. I'll have to investigate further. So I chose to have our story time right by the tree where that hummingbird last visited us. I hope it'll come back. So I'm ready to tell our story, and I'm ready to finish The Owl Goes on Holiday. So do you remember where we last left off? I recall that the magpie was asking the owl if he might need a holiday. And do you remember the questions that I asked you before we left last class? We were wondering, if the owl took a holiday, where would he go? And if the owl took that holiday, who was going to teach that class? Some things that we were wondering. All right, I'm ready to tell our story. Holiday? What's a holiday, wonders the owl. Don't you know, calls the magpie. Not really, replies the owl. So the magpie explains. Holiday is when you fly off somewhere else. You rest, have a good time, and just do nothing in particular. Just sleep, eat, and have fun. Well, that sounds nice, says the owl. But how will the young animals learn anything? Well, I can be the teacher, says the magpie. Oh, that answers our wonder. We were wondering who was going to teach the class. It looks like the magpie's going to. You? What are you good at? Oh, various things, says the magpie. Well, it certainly would be nice, says the owl, but you must make sure they learn to count to 4 and build a nest. Whoa, those are some good things to learn. Trust me, have a nice sleep today and you can set off this evening. Before the owl creeps into his hole, he puts 4 sticks next to each other by the school stone. This is 4. See? Count with me. And friends, you can count with me too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just so you don't forget. Okay, caws the magpie. So do you see? There's the 4 sticks there. And that evening, the owl sets off. He flies to the other side of the forest where he finds another hole, smaller than his usual one, but it is only a holiday home. When he is finished eating, he sits on a branch and enjoys doing nothing. He breathes in the smells of the forest. Friends, can you take a deep breath with me? He sees the bats swooping by, and he hears the mosquitoes buzzing in. Buzz. In fact, he can even hear a spider weaving its web. Because, as we know, owls have excellent hearing. How lovely and restful this is, he thinks. I think I'm going to enjoy it here. So friends, as I was reading this page, what the owl is doing, it kind of reminds me of a sit spot. He's smelling things, he's noticing new things, he's listening to things, he's opening up his senses. Good morning, children, caws the magpie next morning. I am your new teacher. But where's the owl, wonders the hare. He is gone on holiday. Let's get started. What are we going to do today, asks the squirrel. Today, you are going to learn how to build a nest, says the magpie. I already live in a passageway under the ground, says one of the mice. But now you're going to learn how to build the best nest of all, a real magpie's nest, caws the magpie proudly. Oh. everybody helps out. Voles and mice fetch small twigs, the hare and the fox bring big branches, and the frog carries mud for the floor. The magpie shows them how the branches should be put together. They have to really do it properly, otherwise the nest will break. Oh, and all of their hard work will be done. When the lesson is over, everybody is tired but happy. Now you have learned how to build a real nest, says the magpie. The fox says it would rather live in its den. The hare wants to carry on living in his lovely sleeping burrow under a bush, and the squirrel loves her own nest. And the mice have their underground tunnel to live in. But the children are still happy when their parents come to collect them at the end of the day. They have had a lot of fun. They have learned to work together, and that is really important. And that all the animals want to live in their own kind of home. Are all 4 of my children here? Asks Mummy Mouse when she is leaving. The magpie looks at the sticks, which the owl put on the ground. Then she looks at the little mice. So she's looking at the sticks and she's looking at the mice. The same number of sticks and little mice. And the owl said there was 4. Yes, they are, says the magpie. Everything is all right. All right, friends, can you count with me? I'll put it closer to you. How many sticks are there? 1, 2, 3. How many mice are there? 1, 2, 3. But how many are there supposed to be? 4, you're right. Uh-oh, I don't think everything is all right. And it says, but it isn't all right. When they were building the nest, one mouse accidentally took one of the sticks for the nest. So now Mummy Mouse is going home with only 3 children. The smallest one has gone missing. He got lost when he went off to fetch a twig. Oh, I hope they can find the little mouse. Where do you think it could be? The owl was having trouble sleeping across the forest in his new hole. He thinks it's a shame to be sleeping when he's on holiday. He thinks about how nice it is to not have the mice squeaking, the frog croaking, and the woodpecker pecking. This is really, really nice, he thinks. I don't have to work. I can just do what I like. The trouble is, he doesn't really know what it is that he wants. All day long, he thinks about what he wants. And all night long, he flies around thinking the same thing. He looks at the same things as he looked at when he first arrived, but it doesn't feel as exciting anymore. When the sun finally rises over the treetops, he realizes what he wants. He wants to get back to his forest and to the school children. He misses them. He must really love teaching those children. This morning's lesson has begun. Today the magpie wants to teach everybody to fly. Some already can, but the others have no idea what to do. You have to really flap a lot, said the magpie. One after one, they have to stand on the school stone. Don't be scared. Jump off and flap as hard as you can. Oh, do you think a fox, friends, or a squirrel can fly? I don't know. The hare tries to flap his ears, the fox tries to flap its legs, and the little mice spin their tails round and round. But they all just fall as soon as they jump. They laugh at that because falling over can be fun. Which is true, it can be a lot of fun. Just then, along comes the owl. How clever of you, he says to the magpie. I see that you're teaching the children that no one can do everything, but everyone can do something. The hare can't fly, but it is really good at hopping. The hedgehog can't hop, but it is very good at being prickly. Just then, the owl sees the magpie's nest they have built. Oh, what a lovely schoolhouse you have built. Now we can be indoors whenever we like. Oh, I'm so happy to see you all again. But, where is the smallest mouse? The smallest mouse, caused the magpie. Yes, where is he? Did you count to make sure Mummy Mouse collected all her children yesterday? Yes, I did, says the magpie. There were as many little mice as there were sticks there. "Oh dear," says the owl when he sees the 3 sticks. "I must fly off and start looking straight away." So it's a search. They're looking for that little mouse. Friends, where do you think the mouse is? Where could it be? He flies over forest glades, streams, and meadows. The owl has excellent eyesight and can zoom in on a single blade of grass and hear the quietest of noises. Just now, he can hear someone laughing. Somebody with a very light voice. It's the smallest mouse. He has been sleeping in a pile of leaves. Phew! Oh, he has found a dead fly in a spider's web which he had feasted on for dinner. And now he is laying on the ground, tickling himself on the tummy with his tail. That little mouse is having a great time because he doesn't like to be bored. "Hoo, hoo, hoo! There you are," hoots the owl. "My dear naughty pupil." Carefully, he picks up the mouse with his claws and flies back to the school. What lessons are we going to have now, wonder the children when the owl returns? We are going to have music. We are celebrating because we have a new schoolhouse. I am back from my holiday, and because we have found the smallest mouse, says the owl. And they all go into the schoolhouse and sing as happy and loudly as they can. All except the smallest mouse. He is hanging upside down from a branch by his tail. He is swinging back and forth and thinking, "What a good job the owl found me." Tomorrow, I am going to learn to count to 4, just to be on the safe side. Oh, I think that's a great idea. The end, friends. The last pictures of the book. All right. Well, friends, thank you for listening to my story. It has been so fun reading The Owl Goes on Holiday. I loved it. So next week we will have a new story, and I wonder what we're going to be learning about. So I want you to think, what could Miss Kristen be teaching and reading about next week? All right, Forest friends, thanks for being the best audience. You friends have the best listening ears and owl eyes. All right, it's time to say goodbye, but remember, don't stop exploring. Keep doing it and keep searching for birds. You never know what you're going to see. And if you do see any birds, let us know. We love to hear about it. All right, time for our goodbye song. So let's get our waving hands out. All right. Avery, so glad you came. Gunner, so glad you came. Audrey, so glad you came. 1, 2, 3, let's shout hooray. Help me shout hooray. Good job. Atlas, so glad you came. Elizabeth, so glad you came. Nolan, so glad you came. 1, 2, 3, let's shout hooray. Nice and loud, hooray. Good job. Okay, Forest friends, I'll see you later. I'm off to search for some more birds. Bye now.